I wonder if you have any tips for listeners who are getting started in data science. I think you have kind of a framework for finding one's path.
Oh, yeah, thank you for bringing it up because it is a topic that I'm very passionate about. And part of that is because I am pathfinding myself still, right? I shared with John early on that um, we know there are people out there, folks like Elon Musk probably, who figured out what he wanted and what he wanted to do for the rest of his life, like
Well,
very
even
early
he
on.
at the time of recording, even Elon Musk seems to have cold feet about his Twitter purchase. So I don't I don't know what's going to happen between now and when this episode is released, but in recent days, at the time of recording, he'd gone from this big Twitter deal to saying, "I think you have too many bots." Cold feet. So even he, I think, sometimes is pathfinding. In fact,
Right.
I actually, before you get talking too much about the pathfinding thing,
Mm,
um, I think that probably people who kind of the more you're straying away from the well-trodden paths,
mhm.
the more your pathfinding framework is probably helpful. So somebody like Elon Musk actually might find your pathfinding framework even more useful for guiding decisions. I think like the kind I don't know who's out there. Probably not listeners of this show very often because data science is such a fast moving field. It's such a new field.
Yeah.
Probably anybody who's listening
Mhm.
could make use of some pathfinding because they've either recently been finding their path or they're continuously finding their path.
Right.
I don't know if we had some kind of there are careers out there that change maybe a little bit less, but as
Mhm.
technology changes and evolves, I
Right.
think no matter what career, like I was trying to think in my mind, like maybe if you're like a local government worker, I don't know, doing some task that's been the same for the last few decades, but even a job like that has been
Mhm.
the same now in these coming years, these coming decades,
Mhm.
everything
Mhm.
has to change. Like
Right.
there's no job that existed 10 years ago, 20 years ago that will be in the same 10 years from now
Right.
because of AI and automation. So anyway, I think your path finding framework is going to be useful to everyone.
That's great to hear. Because if you think about it, adaptation is actually at the core of like how Homo sapiens are successful, right? We've adapted so many times, and when it comes to personal growth, this is also a very useful mindset to have. And I started thinking about it because basically I become a parent when I was really young, right? And you got into this struggle of, okay, I'm trying to figure things out for myself and also figuring things out for my little one, and I only have 24 hours a day and I want
Mhm.
to do everything perfect. What do I do? So that is a struggle that I've gone through myself. What made it worse is this society's pressure, and we probably find it more in China than in here, is that they're saying if you haven't figured out what do you want to do or your career before 30 or even 25, like you're doomed. Like you should,
Oh no.
yeah, you're like, you should go into college knowing what you want, study really hard, and then just go on that path, right? So,
Oh.
yeah, that's probably would echo more with people coming from that kind of culture.
Right.
It's a lot better here, but still, there is the pressure, right? If you're making a career shift, a constant question you'll be asking yourself is, oh, everything is path dependent. I've already spent so much time in doing this. Now, if I change to this new career, I would have lost a lot. I would be behind. So all those thoughts are just very natural. But I have a mindset that might help you get out of it, and I call it the long term perspective.
The long-term
The
perspective.
long term perspective.
All right.
What it means is that very few people, probably nobody, will be able to set a 5 year, 10 year, 15 year goal, like a very clear goal for themselves, and then just be like, I'm gonna run full speed at these set of 10 goals. So that's not gonna happen. What really happens in reality is you always start with hunches about yourself, hunches about what's happening out there in the world that might be a fit for you. So you start with very loose hunches. But what's important is to be able to run quick, small experiments along the way. And those are like pretty much like in engineering, you want to be agile. Like you want to be agile when you're pathfinding. And that
Right.
means it's shifting from like a plan and implement mode. I'm going to plan really far ahead. I'm going to just implement. Shifting from that to be test and learn. Like I wanted to, maybe I'm good at writing or presentation, right? Let me test it out. Let me write a little blog post or even a small article for my family
I
and
see.
friends and get some feedback from it.
Mhm.
So continue to run these small experiments and the direction will kind of become a little clear. It's never
Mhm.
going to be 100%, right? It's going to be jiggling a little bit,
Mhm.
but you will know roughly. Your hunches will tell you that you're on the right path, roughly.
Right.
And it's also important while you're keeping running this small experiments to start collecting fundamentals about this direction. Like, for example, if I compare myself now versus when I started off in data science like 7, 8 years ago, I have a better understanding of my talent and what I enjoy doing. Right. So I enjoy learning a lot. I'm a fast learner. I'm very analytical. I am very curious. So any job that would put me in like solely execution mode, like just do what I tell you to do, that would kill me. So I need a room for to do some creative stuff and have ownership, right? So I learn myself better, and I learn about the field better. Like what's demand it's currently having, where is it going? Do I see myself align with that? So that are fundamentals that if you keep noodling on as you do your experiments, I guarantee you that they're going to become a little clearer as time goes. So yeah, that is my I guess framework for the long term perspective. Either you're entering into data science or you're looking to make a career change. Um, just have that mindset is really helpful.